Hello, my name is Miss Pye and I'm the Head of Sixth Form. Thank you for taking the time to go through our presentation. So this is just some information for you as parents about life at St George's Sixth Form and just some key information about the transition programme. So what we really want to start with is just making sure that you're very clear on what our aims are here at St George's Sixth Form. So we really want to give students a broad and balanced curriculum that doesn't just include their subject knowledge, but really allows them to embody our Christian values and to really develop those skills and knowledge that allows them to flourish and be successful beyond school. And as we go through this presentation, it will take you through lots of the aspects of our Sixth Form life that hopefully allows us to meet our core aims. So one of the biggest questions parents ask me at the beginning of Year 12 is, why is Level 3 study so different? And it is really a very different approach to studying compared to what students have had to do at Level 2 for their GCSEs. So Level 3 study here does combine either A-level study, or we do offer a few vocational courses at Level 3. Now, the key difference here is at Level 3, there is a much bigger focus on independent learning and the requirement for the student to take control beyond the classroom over their learning. While, of course, inside our lessons, we have excellent teaching, high levels of teaching and learning activities to support our students, and excellent subject knowledge by our whole teaching staff that deliver the Key Stage 5 curriculum. There is a requirement beyond this in every school for students to take on that independent learning. And so what we say as an average is students should take on 5 additional hours a week per subject on top of the time that they spend inside lesson to work on independent study. Now, some of this will be directed by the teacher, but there are many other ways in which they will be expected to take on and manage their independent study. And the next slide takes you through some of the more common ways students achieve this. So independent study can take a variety of forms. It is very subject specific as well, and students will be guided by their teachers once they begin the courses. But some of the more common ways in which students can achieve their independent study time is obviously any homework tasks that have been set by teachers. But what I think is really important to note is that there won't be necessarily 5 hours of homework set by teachers every week, but that does not mean they haven't got work to do. There should be never a point where a student says, I have nothing to do. So things we would encourage them to do is after every single lesson to go back, review their notes, review the content through their textbooks, look at online resources, and just really consolidate their learning from the lesson. One of the things we really encourage our students to do is to go and review past exam questions, mark schemes and examiners reports, and then try and plan and answer these, not just while they're preparing for PPE or mock exams or even their real exams, but actually this should be an integral part of their study practices across the entire 2 years. It's really important as well that students use revision activities that are active. Just sitting and reading a textbook or notes is not the most effective way to study and to increase knowledge. So we do promote the Cornell Notes approach, and students do have activities inside their summer transition program to get them to review this approach. We also think about mind mapping, creating flashcards, key term glossaries. It does become very specific per subject, but it's very much about doing something with their information rather than just reading out of a textbook. Obviously, some subjects will require some practical work, so things like music will obviously require them to be practical practice of their instrument, and so that's a really important part of their independent study as well. Some subjects, such as our vocationals, will have coursework that they should be working on, or some of our A-levels will have NEA versions of work for them to do as well at different points in the course. We also really encourage our students to take on board those stretch activities and to go beyond their curriculum. And so we actively encourage them to search out TED Talks that relate to their curriculum, any curricular reading that stretches and challenges their existing knowledge or allows them to delve deeper into their subject beyond the content covered within the curriculum, and subject teachers can give guidance on that. There's a wealth of online revision resources out there for students to use. 2 really good companies, while don't cover all subjects, do cover quite a vast majority of subjects, are Tutor2You and Seneca Learning. Both are free, and they offer a wide range of short revision videos and activities for students to get involved in. So just a little note, if they ever say, I haven't got anything to do, there are always things to do, and things off this list are what they could be getting on with. We pride ourselves and our sixth form on how smart they look, and we do have a dress code which you can see on this slide. We do expect our students to wear lanyards at all times when they're on the school site to identify themselves as a sixth former, because obviously they won't be in school uniform. But the information here will take you through all of the key information that our students should be wearing. So one of the most common questions parents and students ask is, what does an average day look like in sixth form? And there is no one set average day, but we do have a structure that does follow the school day, and where we have AM tutor times, we have period 6 tutor times or worship times, and our break and lunch and lesson times do fit in with the main school. But the key difference is students will not be in lessons at all times during the day. There will be periods of time where students will be expected to be in the study rooms and take part in their independent study. Now, lots of students refer to these as a free period. I'd just like to remind everyone that these are not free periods, they are study periods, and this is where the independent study can be taking place. We also will expect our students to stay on site and attend the form time at period 6, because this is where we will deliver a lot of our Flourish at Key Stage 5 curriculum, and more about that on a later slide. So we've set up a really comprehensive summer transition programme to really support our students moving from year 11, which we already know has been a very difficult year, and previous year to that, and then help them build their knowledge and skills to help them start year 12 and allow them to be successful. And so we've built a comprehensive programme that has slight differences depending whether you're an intern or an external student. So we're going to ask students to work through activities to help them develop core study skills. There are then a set of booklets available for each subject, and these are for students to work through to help gain some core knowledge and really just to experience what the subject is like before they take it on. There is summer activity where students will be asked to engage with our school values. And then this is the fourth one, is where we start to find a difference. Our internal students have already been allocated what we call a Unifrog profile. This is a platform we use at Key Stage 5 to really develop our Next Steps programme and allow students to explore all of their options for post-18. And so our internal students are expected to log into this. The information is in their emails, school emails, to do this, and there's a set of activities for them to do. If you are an external student joining us in this September, please do not worry about the Unifrog section. We will make sure there's opportunities for you to do this in the first couple of weeks of term. And then finally, it might seem a bit strange, but you haven't even joined us yet, but we're already going to get you thinking about where you might want to go after sixth form. And so we have a Pixel Futures activity that we'd also like you to do. Students have been emailed the information around this, and all of the information for the summer transition programme, including my presentation, are found on our school website. So a really important part of our sixth form is our Flourish at Key Stage 5 curriculum. So this is where we work on the personal development of our sixth formers and really help them to look at their life beyond school and how they can be successful. So we break it into 3 areas. We look at their life in school, and this is where we run the VESPA Study Skills programme. We look at having academic mentoring via their tutors. We look at how they become involved inside the St George's School community, and they have leadership opportunities. And part of those final two are where we use our Christ committees, and you'll find out more about those on the next slide. We also have how they're going to be successful in life. We have a comprehensive PSHE curriculum that's delivered as part of our P6 or our period 6 sessions, but we also will have drop-down days throughout the year where we can really work on skills and life awareness beyond the school. So one of the areas that we have worked on this year is we've had Drive Safe programme that's run by Kent County Council, and these are the type of things we really try to tailor the curriculum to their needs at being 16, 17 and 18-year-olds. And then finally we have a really comprehensive Next Steps programme, and this is where we work with Mrs Jordan, our careers advisors, and the independent careers team at the local authorities, and we look at how we can get our students ready to take the next step beyond our sixth form. And so we have work experience at the end of year 12. We use the Unifrog platform that allows our students to explore all of their options, including apprenticeships and university, and really look at how they can be successful in their choices. So we also look at having enrichment opportunities, which does form part of our Flourish at Key Stage 5 programme. We do offer the EPQ or Extended Project Qualification at level 3 that Year 12s can opt into. This is a year-long programme where students can work independently on a project, and it does attract UCAS points that many universities regard this qualification as a benefit and something they actively encourage students to do if they are considering applying to university. We have obviously sports clubs and ability to represent the school in sports teams. We look at our careers programme that I spoke about previously, and work experience, and then we have the Christ Committee opportunities that you will find out a little bit more about. So our crisis committees is something that we brought in new this year. However, COVID has limited how much we can do. So it's something we really want to hit the ground running with this September. So we have 6 different committees in our sixth form, and they're able to have leadership opportunities or members opportunities here. And they've all centre around the 6 Christian values of the school. And so each committee is encouraged to get involved in whole school issues, whether that be peer mentoring. So at the moment we'll be running peer mentoring for year 7s when they start in September, and we love our sixth formers and particularly our year 12s to get involved in those programs. Lots of different events. It's a very new and evolving program, and we really can't wait for the new year 12s to join us and bring this new set of ideas and help us build these committees. So in October 2021, we are very excited to have our brand new sixth form centre that forms part of the new build that's been worked on in the school for the last year. And over the next few slides, you'll just see some of the architect's imagery of some of the most state-of-the-art resources and facilities that we're going to have in the local area, and we are so excited about having this opportunity for our sixth formers. So I just wanted to draw your attention to the bursary that we have for post-16. So this is a government funded bursary that's available for any students who are eligible to free school meals at the moment and would be eligible for next year, and for any students in low income households. There are 3 different layers of our bursary. All information and the paperwork that needs to be completed will be handed out to all students on the first day of term, and we really do encourage all families that are able to qualify for the bursary to send that paperwork in so we can get that process for you. So finally, just a little bit of information about our enrolment programme. It will take place on the GCSE results published dates. More information will be sent nearer the time for the ways in which we will be working this, but we will be asking for students to be enrolling on the 12th of August. We really look forward to having them and getting their final details and subject choices on that day, and then we cannot wait to have them back in September. So I just want to say thank you for having a time to sit through my presentation. I hope you found it useful as a parent. And of course, if you have any questions, especially in the new term, please just drop me an email.